about time for another cooking video, I think. Again, this one's pasta again, but this is for a super quick and easy meat sauce for pasta. And when I say super quick, I mean you just fry up a few things and then leave it for 20 minutes and it's done, and it's absolutely delicious, dead quick, cheap as well. So just to start, we'll go through the ingredients. Here I've got £1.87 worth of mince. Now the dish we're going to make with this is going to last me 3 meals. Okay, so bear that in mind as we go through the costs. That's £1.87. This is steak mince. They had lean mince for a bit more expensive, but I quite like the fat in steak mince anyway. It makes it tastier. If you're on a super diet or something, you know, you can go for the lean. Okay, £1.87. A bit of parmesan. This block costs £3, and I mean there's enough for what, 7 or 8 pasta meals in that. Grated, of course. Tomato puree. This is on special offer at Morrison's at the moment of 50p for the Napolina stuff. So naturally I stocked up. Tin of peeled plum tomatoes, again on special offer at Morrison's at the moment, 50p a tin. Again, I'm stocked up. A couple of cloves of garlic, which is what, 20, 30p? At the very most, 10p. 1 beef stock cube, which is what, 10p? And this whole pack of vermicelli from Morrison's cost 99p. Okay, and there's enough, there's enough for 4 or 5 meals in there. So, you know, work it out. This is going to be enough for 3 meals for me. So for each meal, it probably works out just over £1 or something like that. You know, £1.20, something like that. So it's amazingly economic. It's very tasty, very quick. And when you think, I mean, if you get home and you decide, oh God, I haven't got anything, I'm going to tramp out to the supermarket, get a ready meal and heat it up for 5 minutes in the microwave. When you can do this in what amounts to sort of no more than 25 minutes, well, it's up to you. I mean, have you got that extra 20 minutes or not? If you've got that extra 20 minutes, then you can avoid eating all the garbage that comes in supermarket meals. And, you know, believe me, whatever it says on the packet, it's not natural. You're probably eating, you know, 80% of your daily intake of salt, your daily recommended intake of salt, if not of sugar, maybe both. And I mean, they taste shit anyway, most of them. So, you know, it's up to you. What do you value? What are your priorities? And do you actually have the time? These days, you have to say, because of the ravages and the disgraceful nature of austerity, you have to say, you know, have you got a cooker to start with? Or electricity even, which is, I think, is beyond disgraceful. But anyway, I'll quickly run through the method of making this. It's dead simple, which is the other great virtue. Naturally, I forgot something in that first segment. We're also going to be using this short, spicy Italian seasoning. The ingredients are quite simple, and you could you know, buy all these vegetables and dry them out and chop up your own mix, as I'm sure they do in Italian families. But for me, you know, if I just buy 1 onion and all the other ingredients in here, I end up with a vast amount, and there's only me eating it. So, you know, it's really just much better to buy this. This is quite pricey. It's about £2. It's under £2, but it's about £2 a bottle. But there's tons in there. I mean, you can see from the amount we're going to use, you'll be able to see that that's enough for, you know, 8 or 10 of these meals. First thing we do is heat up some olive oil. Good glug of olive oil. No need to skimp. Okay, now we're going to prepare the mince first. So the way I do it is take it out whole, lay it in your pan, remove the paper, and we're just going to let that side of the block brown off a bit. Right, I left it, I can speed that last bit up obviously. I left it there for just a minute and a half about to brown off, but not on the maximum temperature. We're on quite a high one, the second highest one. Okay, and you can see there's a lot of water in this mince. I'm afraid that's what the supermarkets do. They want to sell you water rather than mince. You're getting all this spitting and everything, that's what they do. Right, now what we're going to do is break up this block of mince, because nothing we're going to do in the next 20 minutes that this takes to cook is going to break up any little blocks of mince. And the way I do it is like this. Get the longest tube of them all. You can see it's been squeezed out the tube like that. The meat processing or cow processing factory. Okay, then spin it round and take it apart until 90 degrees in the other direction. We don't want, you know, little blocks of mince are okay. They're like sort of mini meatballs, really. But for the most part, we want it nice and separated. It's up to you. If you like blocks, you know, leave it in bloody blocks. No one cares. Well, I say no one cares, but it's up to you to do this. This is just basics. This is just a recipe for you to expand on and alter, as are all recipes. Right. Okay, next thing we're going to do is add some garlic to it, or 2 cloves of garlic. Give it a stir. We're looking for we don't want any pink bits like that left over, obviously, but we don't want to overcook it either, because, you know, that way it goes all hard and nutty, and we don't want that. We want a sensible compromise, which is why I'm not on maximum temperature. You know, you're trading time for temperature. Okay, carry on breaking it up. Okay, and there's a few knobbly bits of brown in there, but by and large that's it. That's it's cooked, you see. Right? So now we can start adding the other stuff. Okay, and here I've got the tin of Toms. You can get chopped Toms if you want. I like adding the whole ones and breaking them up. That way you get sort of random chunks of tomato. Okay, we got the Toms. Break them up a bit. Or tomato if you're watching this in the States. Tin tomatoes. Okay, over here we say tin tomatoes, and we invented the language. So there you go. Okay, that's that. Now we want our stock cube. Or stock if you've got it. If you've made your own stock, congratulations. Use that instead, but we're going to use a stock cube today, which is much more typical of the average British kitchen. Okay, and pour it into the tin of Toms to get all the Tom juice out. Pour that in. There's a bit of stock cube stuck in the bottom of the thing. That's again quite normal. Okay, and to that, I'm going to start turning this down a bit. I'll turn it down 1 notch. We're going to add a really good squirt of tomato puree. That should do it, because we want it to be really, really nice and tomatoey. And taking our Schwartz, right, that's all it needs, is that much from a bottle that size. Okay, in it goes. And obviously salt and pepper. I like lots again. This is really, you know, this can taste really, really tomatoey and intense and nice. Really, that Schwartz spice mix really makes it. Salt. Okay, quite a bit of that. Stir everything up. Mix up the mix everything up, make sure the puree is all sort of dissolved in there. Okay, and that is it. Right, now you turn it right down and leave it for 20 minutes. Leave it like that, uncovered for 20 minutes, just simmering. That's a bit fierce, you can stir it a bit to begin with, but we'll be able to leave it in a sec. Just leave it like that for 20 minutes, it will reduce a lot in that time, and that will intensify the flavours obviously. Predominant flavour is tomato and sort of garlicky spices. And that is it. And while you're doing that, while this is cooking for 20 minutes, you can cook your pasta, your vermicelli, or whatever other pasta you like, or whatever you're having it with. You can have it with whatever you like, there's no rules. But usually, obviously this is a pasta sauce, although the Italians probably won't thank me for saying that. And there is your meal. That is how long it takes to cook. Isn't that quick and easy? So I won't bother showing you how to cook the pasta and everything. I think that's a bit too basic. And grate some parmesan, cook yourself up a green veg, and you're away. And that is it. I'll just come back at the end to show you how much it's thickened. Right, here we are 20 minutes later, and as you can see, it's reduced a hell of a lot. That was the level, and we're down to there. And what I'm going to do now is turn off this plate and just leave this here, and it will reduce further over the next couple of hours, just cooking really gently. And you just need to simmer it. You don't need high boil or anything like that. So again, it doesn't use much electricity. I mean, you do a quick bout of frying and then turn it right down. Okay, I'm just going to turn that off now. So there you go. I mean, how could you get simpler than that, eh? It's super quick, it's super tasty, it's super economical. You know, what can I say? What's not to like?